Alright, so today we're going to talk about the differences between borderline personality disorder and depression.
Disclaimer alert. Please pause the video and read the disclaimer.
And depression. So I just want to say that the research shows that 84% of people who suffer from borderline personality disorder also suffer from depression. So I don't want you to think so much about what the diagnoses are, but I want you to think about what the symptoms that you might be suffering from are. So I won't be defining what borderline personality disorder is because I already have done that in a video down somewhere in the link, and also what a depression is. It's already defined and spoken about. So now I'm going to speak about the differences of borderline personality disorder and depression and what makes it common. Why is it that sometimes a person who suffers just from depression can be diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, or a person who suffers from borderline personality disorder can also have depression. Okay. So one of the thing is that you might see is that they both have mood disorder. So you in your personal life, you might call it mood swings, right? It's like this person has mood swings, they're so unpredictable or whatever, right? But what happens is the differences in those disorders. So a person with borderline personality disorder struggles a lot, and we've watched many different videos that explains why this person struggles a lot, what are the triggers, what's going on with them. So their mood swings are going up and down, and sometimes natural, to the normal state like normal human beings, but they can also go up and down. And borderline personality disorder people typically tend to go down and then come back to the normal state. They don't really have mania too much, but they can also have mania, right? People with depression also can have mood swings as well, right? So the differences here is that a person with borderline personality disorder typically has a reason for those depressant state. So you dump them, they get depressed, they lose their job, they get super depressed. They struggle to understand and to help themselves regulate this idea or the fact of life, that life is not perfect, right? Life gets hard sometimes. It's not always a party, it's not always a bliss, it's not always a joy. So whenever they have those dark times in life, whether it's a breakup, a loss of a job, or whatever, they get triggered, they really take it really hard. It's like, oh my goodness, I'm useless, I'm worthless, I don't deserve to live, da 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 da, all those negative things that makes them go really deep. People with depression typically might not have a trigger. It's something that is chemically wrong in them, and that's why the treatments are different. You find that person with borderline personality disorder, it's a personality disorder. They go to a therapy that teaches them how to think, how to tolerate emotions, how to have interpersonal skills, right? And a person with depression might take antidepressants because they have a chemical disorder in their brain, so they might need that and therapy. And a person with borderline personality disorder does often go to one-on-one therapy, but borderline personality disorder normally does not use medication. And also, a person with borderline personality disorder often struggle to express themselves. It's like they don't really always know what they're feeling, and even though there's a reason for their triggers, they're often not aware of what those reasons are. So that's one of the things that make it look the same, is because a person with depression might not know why they're depressed because it just happened, and a person with borderline personality disorder might not know why they are depressed, but they have a trigger. So the reasons for their depression is different, but because one lacks the interpersonal and emotional intelligence, interpersonal skills and emotional intelligence, it looks the same. I don't know why I'm so depressed. But you are a person with borderline personality disorder, and you just are going through a breakup, and you're not taking it as a normal person would, because a normal person knows that even if you break up with me, I'll be fine. If you don't want to be my friend, I'll find another friend. People with borderline personality find that very devastating, and that's why there's a saying that people who suffer from borderline personality disorder, they have a thin layer of skin. So the rest of the people who are normal or typical people might have, let's say, 3 layers of skin to protect them from the hazardous things that happens outside in the world, and people with borderline personality disorder has 1. So whatever the normal things, the hazardous things that's happening in the world, when it happens, it impacts and hurts them even more. And I guess one of the things that makes borderline personality disorder seem similar is because they both have sad, depressant feelings. They both have suicidal ideation thoughts, feelings of worthlessness. So those people, both of them, feel like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be here, I don't deserve to be here, I'd rather die, kind of intense episodes. They have intense episodes of dismay, and they can also have suicidal ideation, like self-harm, right? You find that they harm themselves, and they get destructive, and they can also both explode, and they get angry, and they can both also get destructive, where a person who's depressed might stop eating, stop taking care of themselves, neglect their house, neglect their home, neglect their kids. A person with borderline personality disorder might also do those things, but for different reasons as well, right? What's guiding those emotions? A person with depression might say, I want to die, I want to kill myself, I feel worthless, right? And there's no reason, and it seems as if there's nothing that can bring it up. And a person with borderline personality disorder, they might feel like they want to die, they want to kill themselves because they lost their job, and the minute they get a new job, or their job back, those feeling of worthlessness and wanting to die goes away. Or if you break up with them, or you don't want to be, or they feel like they're losing their friend or their lover, and when that situation changes, those feelings of worthlessness and being depressed also goes away. Where a person with depression, that's not the case. It doesn't really matter what changes. It's just as if there's no rhyme or reason explanation of why it's happening like that. I know this is a short video. I like them short and sweet. In a nutshell, that's what the differences between borderline personality disorder and depression is. And please remember, if you're suffering from any form of mental health, or you think you or your loved one is suffering from any form of mental health, contact a medical doctor or psychological or whatever therapist help center in your area, and get the help you need. Remember, there is no mental health without holistic health. Thank you for watching. Please like and share, and see you in the next video. Deuces!